Read the room.
Why?
Read the room.
Why is she not here?
Read the room. Read the motherfucking room.
I'm reading the room.
You're not.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Virtual reality.
Hi, I'm Danny Murphy.
And I'm Evan Real.
And there were IVs and some tea and some peace offerings-ish this episode of Real House of Atlanta because, of course, it was all about the fallout after Kenya Moore hair care spa gone so wrong.
I've seen Kenya act out before. I would say it is something I've never seen her do to that extent. That was Kenya's choice to twirl on down to hell, okay?
I don't think she came back out.
I think she's still twirling.
Yeah, I feel for Brit.
Yes.
Because I feel as though Brit felt as though she would have a lot more support than she got. Kelly did her best, and she provided her with a peace offering luncheon at that big old mansion, and it looked gorgeous on her Williams-Sonoma tablecloth, and it could have been a moment, but it turned out to be, well, I guess it was a moment, just not the best moment for Brit.
Not the moment she wanted.
No one was on her side,
I
really.
know. And I feel it's hard because the episode started with her and Kelly really supporting her, bringing like pasta salad, IVs and champagne, heavenly trio.
Yeah.
And kind of just being like, oh, I feel all the girls are going to rally for you. They got you, everything. And then we see all the girls besides Brit get together and not really, they're just kind of like, oh, that sucks, but not really giving Brit the rallying. And then Angela brought the questioning.
I'm licensed as well. In order to lose a license, there has to be cause. What was the cause? That's the question I asked.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Angela was really confused about how Brit allegedly lost her insurance agent's license so quickly after this incident came to light, because obviously it was covered extensively in the press and on the blogs and stuff. So people caught wind of what was shown at the Kenya Moore Spa grand opening. And I guess it ultimately turned out that she was under investigation because of her previous dealings with male anatomy, which I don't really know how. I mean, I don't know anything about insurance, but can you really lose it for given fellatio?
And I'm not sure. Well, I don't know because I don't have an insurance license. But I also know Kenya was saying she was committing insurance fraud because that's on the back of one of the posters. It said insurance fraud on it. So I think that's probably out of the laundry list. Unfortunately, maybe the insurance company was like, wait, what?
Oh, I see. So it was less about the fellatio, more about the fraud.
Because I think Kenya threw every single thing at Brit in the universe. And some of those are sticking. But Angela really was like, what? Give me the timeline of this.
I'm under an investigation with my insurance license. So you don't lose them immediately. It doesn't work that way.
Thought so.
So what was that, Angela?
I said I thought so.
Well, how about you be quiet?
I said I thought so.
Well, how about you be quiet?
I said I thought so.
I'm still talking.
I thought you were done.
Yeah,
and
because
she wanted to be proven right.
Right, and I also
was right.
I didn't know that she also had her license. So Angela is just a woman of multitudes. She really does it all, and she did provide some great entertainment at the peace offering
with Polly and Esther.
Yes, with Polly and Esther. I thought she looked great, and when she talked to us, she was like, "Watch out for that outfit because it was horrible, and I regret it." I don't know why, other than it being hot. I mean, she looked hot in it.
And I'm sorry, Kelly, I did bring a +1. Who you bring? Polly and Esther. This dress is hot. Like, I am hot.
Not the Polly and Esther.
I thought she looked so good. Also, she has never looked better than when she visited Shimmy at the studio. She looks so beautiful. I'm obsessed with Angela Oakley. I just love her so much.
And I also don't get why people question her fan. I'm thinking the fan is fun.
She got that fan.
Girl. This is my co-star. This is Angela starring her dad. Let's make this clear. Contrary to what people think with the bird brains, I am not perimenopausal. I'm just the hottest bitch in the room.
So fun.
It's a prop. It's an accessory.
Right. And I identify with that fan because I am a fan.
It makes me want one.
Yeah. And it makes me want to be more of a fan for Angela. I'm her Fangela. Angela, we are your Fangelas. I'm naming the fandom. We're the Fangela Oakleys.
There we go.
The Fangelas.
Get your insurance in check.
Yeah.
And then go line up. Just don't ask about Charles.
Did you think it was weird, though, the way the women, I mean, Brit thought it was weird, how they all seemed to be more concerned about Kenya's feelings after the fact? Because to me, what that indicated is that all the women had side chats with Kenya after she was forced to stop filming, and wherever the cards laid, wherever the cookie crumbled, everyone just seems to be more about Kenya than Brit.
I feel Also for like a Drew, and I'm going to include Shamia in this too, and Portia, they probably are thinking more like almost longer term where it's like, I'm not going to sit at this tea and like trash Kenya and not be on her side and then cut to she's back next year. And then it's like an awkward tension thing because I've known Kenya for a while. So I don't want to completely do that type of thing versus like Kelly's like, I've met Kenya for a few weeks. I like her, but I'm clearly on Brit's side. And I think it was a lot of like, okay, we don't want to completely flop on our friend and who knows what's going to fall. And also kind of to what, and maybe a lot of them were thinking of what Angela said. It kind of got lost in the sauce because they really were mainly fighting about the insurance situation. But when Angela's like, well, it seems like you like throw stones and hide your hands. So like, I think maybe they all wanted Brit, even though she brought the apology flowers, to be like, I know this wasn't out of thin air that Kenya pulled this stunt.
I also do wonder if the women are empathetic towards Kenya in the sense that so much commotion was made about what she did to Brit, but Brit mentioned the word pistols and whips, and that is like a threat of violence, and it doesn't seem, from what we've seen on the show, that Kenya was protected by production. In that sense, like nothing was done. On the other hand, Brit did make a really good point. I think it was on Watch What Happens Live. She said, if Kenya really did feel threatened by me, she wouldn't have pulled that stunt on me. You know what I mean? Because if she was trying to provoke Brit, and if Brit is a girl who would pull a pistol out, it would have been in that moment. So I don't think if Kenya, I think she makes a good point that if Kenya was truly scared, she wouldn't have done that. So I don't really know how to feel about the situation because the more I think about it, the more my own perspective and opinion on the matter becomes distorted and twisted, and I feel confused and sad.
And I feel also though, it seems the ships of Bravo and maybe even Andy has fully leaned onto Team Brit.
Yeah.
From what I'm getting, even from Watch What Happens Live, his Radio Andy recap of it all, something tells me, because a lot of people are like, well, Brit's going to be gone and Kenny's coming back. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore.
Yeah, because that very much was the narrative in the air. It really
as
felt
of
like
2 weeks
that.
ago it was.
Yeah. But I will say Andy did press Brit pretty well on Watch What Happens Live because he was like, why? Like he was looking for more answers about why was there, like what else did Kenya do? Because other than the ring comment, he was looking like he was just asking like what, and she didn't really have solid answers, you know?
Because I think Brit probably even knows this, but doesn't know how to say it. Like she was like, "Let me go after Kenya to have my moment." The way Kelly like pokes Portia a little bit, which is also fair. It's like you guys are new on the scene, and you want to do it. Kelly made me laugh so much when Portia was sick, and she's like, "Just don't steal someone else's man."
You know I'm here for you, so let me know if you need anything. Let me know if there's anything I can do. Take everything, girl. Just don't take nobody else's man. Ooh. I'm just joking. You know I love you.
I know. And do you
Even
know
when
what?
she's joking, she's making me laugh so much.
And I think even Portia's starting to respect that a bit about Kelly.
Well, also because just earlier in the episode, Portia's like, "Oh no, Angela, I was joking when I said I know information about your husband."
I wanted to ask you, at the bank, when you brought up Charles, what was that? Because I did take offense to that.
I'm sorry. I was actually playing with you.
No, she definitely was not joking about the situation. She just saw how it fell out between Kenya and Brit and was just like, you know what, let me not. Let's let that die. Yeah.
But I know it seems to me, this episode made me really see that I think Bravo sees this group of women, and this episode was good. Like it was a lot going on, where they're kind of like, all right, this is where we can grow and take it. And I think twirl on by.
I'm confused why Brit continues to use Kenya's jargon. And
that was weird.
You know? And Drew called that out. Well, it made Drew laugh.
It made Drew
laugh. And Drew letting Brit know that it made her laugh was, I think, an attempt to push Brit's buttons. And it did.
She said twirl out.
Yeah, I did.
Kenya is definitely here. Girl, you are funny.
Oh, man.
You really know it. Really
I love
made
it.
me laugh.
I love it.
Like,
well,
for
I'm
real,
glad
that
I
was
can
funny.
make you laugh.
This is a peace brunch,
Maybe I should
right?
be a
It's
comedian.
nasty work, honey.
Oh,
Wow.
my God, it's so nasty. Yeah.
And also, it seems I guess we should say too, present day, it doesn't seem anyone likes Brit besides Portia.
Yeah.
We had Kelly in, we had Angela in, we had Shamia in. We haven't had Drew in, but I'm assuming they're all like they weren't really Brit's biggest fans.
Yeah, all the girls that we've talked to have not been Team Brit whatsoever and have been Team Kenya.
Yeah.
And seemingly optimistic that Kenya will return to the show, at least return to the reunion to say her piece. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that whole situation plays out, because it's, even though Kenya had to stop filming, even Drew said something during the peace lunch or peace brunch, whatever it was, that I think both you and Kenya still need to talk about it and figure it out and hash it out, et cetera, et cetera. So I wonder if at that time in production, if there was some talk of still having Kenya involved somehow, because I thought it was weird for Drew to bring that up if there wasn't, or maybe that was just Drew being a friend to Kenya and saying it on camera to then make it a thing.
Yeah, to be like, well, I told Brit to do it.
Yeah. But then Brit was like, I already tried. I brought the flowers. She spent. I do want to know what happened to that note, the card. I hope Kelly held on to that.
I hope it's a reunion reveal.
Yeah.
Kelly strikes me as a seasoned pro, even though she's a newbie. I feel like the card is somewhere.
Yeah, it's got to be. Kelly, bring it to the reunion. If you still have it, please bring it to the reunion.
Or bring it here.
Or yeah,
come back. Bring it here.
Bring it to virtual reality, Kel.
Yes.
Please. Yeah, we would love to read it.
Yeah. So we can't wait for that, and we can't wait to see what happens next week. I am curious. It seems like a lot of I feel like after this episode, drama will be continuing as normal between the ladies.
Well, yeah, they're going to Nashville, and Angela and Portia are going at it over Drew. I love Portia and I love Angela. I want to say I don't love to see them fighting, but I think it's gonna be very entertaining.
You also love Drew.
I do love Drew. I really love all the girls on this cast. I haven't gotten to know Brit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I love the way she sounds like Nicki Minaj.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, I love her voice. I do love Brit's voice. I honestly really, really do love Brit's voice.
And I
also love Brit's voice.
No, I was gonna say, and I love her dogs seem very cute at the Ivy.
Oh, I did like the bows.
I don't love dogs and bows. But the dog's cute.
Can mommy put your other hair bow in, please? Thank you, Bubs. You so pretty and you so lovely.
I was being nice. I hate dogs and bows. I really hated it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Why are you lying to me?
I'm sorry.
I'm like, who is it? No, I'm trying.
No, because maybe Brit and I could be friends, and I wanted to seem like I was down for the dogs and bows. I'm not down for the dogs and bows. I actually hated it, and I didn't like that shade of green. That wasn't her color. That wasn't Mimosa's color.
Anything else you want to say about Brit? I just think Brit, to be my friend is to have me as an honest person. So I'm going to tell you I didn't like the dog bows. I like her couch.
I don't remember the couch,
no.
But Mimosa looked very comfortable on the couch in her bows. Here, this is the issue. Do you know what, Brit? You're a fine dog mom. I'm sure you take such great care of them.
No one said she was a bad dog.
No. But in my head, I was wondering, do the bows hurt? But she was so relaxed during the Ivy situation, so I'm sure it's fine to attach bows to dog ears. I don't know. I just can't imagine doing that to my dog.
Good for the Ivy nurse to get the needle in one time. That has never happened to me at a primary care appointment.
Yeah.
I'm booking a flight.
Yeah, what was it? I gotta go back to the episode and look at her name and stuff.
We're gonna that out. Yeah, so we have a lot to do.
I really do hate it when they stab you and then they get it wrong and then they stab you like 10 times.
And they go like, "This is hard." I'm like, "Well, that's great to hear." And they always ask me like, "Oh, do you faint easily?" I'm like, "No, I faint when I'm stabbed 6 times though, potentially." Yeah. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Can you watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can watch it too.
The only time I can't watch is when they go like, "Huh, that's weird," and I'm like, "Well, okay, here we are." But I can also watch Real House of Atlanta, so I'm excited for Sunday. Yeah.